is back in session at Seabrook, but for how long? Especially now that aliens have invaded the town. Take a look.
It's an alien invasion!
It's an alien invasion.
Can't believe my eyes, this is really real life.
Don't know if we should be standing here or running for our lives.
Can't decide, it's way too much.
Don't know what this means for us.
Don't know what instinct to trust.
They could laser us to dust. Well, either way, I'll take they pick today for all of this to go down. Take my hand, I'll get you somewhere safe until we figure this out.
I'll handle myself, thanks anyways, boo. We don't even know what they came here to do. This could be the start of something new. And if it's the end...
Oh, come on. I will be running for my life. Yes, aliens are now in the mix for Zombies 3, and here to tell us more about this highly anticipated movie is the multi-talented actress, singer, dancer, composer, producer, mental health advocate, latest CW family member, and New York's very own Miss Meg Donnelly.
Hello, hi.
In
Good
the
morning.
house. Good to see you again, Meg.
It's so good to see you too.
I know, because people are going to be like, OG's lying because she makes up stuff, but we go way back to like May. We'll
do.
talk about it in a bit,
Okay.
but can you sense the excitement in the air from all your fans that you get to finally talk about Zombies 3? Zadison fans have been waiting.
Yes, no, it's been incredible. Especially the premiere was just last weekend, and the energy and it's just so incredible. And I'm so excited. I can't wait.
All right, so the most exciting part is like to even think about how young you were. You're still young now, but you were what, 15, 16 when this franchise started?
Yeah, me and Milo, who plays
Yeah.
Zed, had just turned 16 when we started. So, and now I'm turning 22 in a couple of days. So it's just wild. Like we've grown up so much together. It's so surreal.
And so has the franchise, because from what we hear, not only are we getting aliens, it's going to be bigger, better. The musical numbers are going to be out of control. So what can you
Yes.
tell us without telling us the whole situation?
I think everyone's really going to like the soundtrack for this movie. I think like we did such a good job of maturing with the audience as they've gotten older. The sound kind of gets older as well. Also, we look older. Yeah, there's just a lot of chaos. The stakes are so high. I think people are going to be on the edge of their seat for sure. Also, a lot of emotions too. It's
Right.
wild.
I know. It's just
Yeah.
it's just so amazing to see. And then the musical numbers for one, and then you get to, it's good for you to get to do your musical situation because you have an amazing going for you. So, and
thank
then
you.
we don't just get to see that on Zombies 3, but also High School Musical, the series, the musicals. That's how I say it.
Yeah, it's a lot of words. Yes. Being on High School Musical was so much fun. And Matt Cornett, who is in Zombies 3, who's an alien, he is also in High School Musical, and working with him is just the best because he's one of my best friends. So it's been awesome.
All right, so just go with it when when we talk about this, because I already told people that you're one of my best friends, Meg. Not only
yeah.
that, but do you remember promising me to take me on a tour of New Orleans when I show up?
I remember at the CW up front.
Thank
I
you.
remember.
So why? So for people who don't know, I know your fans know some people might not be in the mix about what the supernatural situation you've gotten yourself into. So talk to people about why I may or may not be showing up in New Orleans for like a tour.
Yes. Well, I think you're going to be showing up in New Orleans because we are starting filming in like next week, actually, in New Orleans for The Winchesters, which is a prequel to Supernatural, where I play Mary Campbell. She becomes Mary Winchester later on. And it's about their life in the 70s when they're 19. And you will be coming to New Orleans to visit, and I will be taking you around.
Oh my God, did you guys hear that? Because I don't know. Did they hear that? I think they did. She said, I will be in New Orleans. For those the haters who always say, OG's always stalking people, OG always shows up uninvited, which I do, Meg, which I do. So even if you forgot, I will remind you. I'll just pop up and say, Meg said I can show up. So you are like the queen of like all things big, zombies, the zombie franchise. Now we're Zombies 3, the Winchesters, which is like Supernatural's like has like a massive fan base. So when do you have time to work on your music, or do you just sneak it in when you're doing these shows like movies like Zombies 3 or doing High School Musical, the series, the musical?
Yeah, no, I try to find time. A lot of times I go back home whenever I can and I work on music there. So any free time I get, I'm in the studio. It really helps me kind of break down. Like, music is something that I really like to do, but it's also kind of like therapy for me. So it really helps me de-stress. And it's been really fun experimenting with new music, and hopefully I'll have music out by the end of this year.
Oh my
so
God,
I'm really excited.
Please do. Oh my God,
Yeah,
listen,
thanks.
I love listening to music when it's not me singing. When it's people like you who actually have a voice, then it actually works. It's not noise.
I'm
But,
sure your voice is beautiful.
Meg, be careful what you wish for. I'll sing to you when I come to New Orleans, and then you decide.
Yes, we'll sing together.
Yeah, no, trust me, no. But you decide. If you insist, then I'll do it. If you insist, I'll do it.
Yes.
But after you hear it, you're gonna change your mind. I have to say, I don't know why I didn't even say supermodel when I was introducing you, because the way you work, I saw you working some pretty huge gowns at a photo shoot. I was like, listen, she's a supermodel. Look at that, Meg.
Thank you.
Seriously, that dress, I love that color. And look, seriously, woman.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I will steal all your poses for my next pictures. I might not be in gowns. I might be in like maybe a nightgown, and I'll be like doing fancy
You
poses.
should.
And I'm saying I
100%.
learned
I know
it
you
from
look
Meg.
amazing.
So will you be on set for your birthday? Because it's July what? July 20.
July 25th.
25th.
Yeah, I will be on set. I don't think we'll be filming that day, but being in New Orleans for
It's
your
a party.
birthday is pretty fun. So
It's
yeah,
a
I'm
party
really
anyway.
excited.
So happy early birthday. And I'm going to
Thank
say
you
it to
so
you in
much.
person because, duh, I'm hanging out on set with you.
You'll be
Meg.
there.
I know. Why am I even saying it now? But just for those people who want to send her a happy early birthday, you do that today. And as always, great talking to you. Everyone at home, Zombies 3 premieres tomorrow exclusively on Disney+. So congrats, Meg.
Thank you. It's so great seeing you always.
Same.
Thank you.
But we'll see you next week. What are you talking about? I'll see you.
Yeah, see you next week.
Yeah, see ya. Hazel.